Let's talk about this weird story because just I don't know, whatever.
Oh yeah.
LME forced to halt nickel trading, cancel deals after prices top $100,000.
Yeah.
Hoard your nickels because they're 25% nickel. The London Metal Exchange forced to halt nickel trading. The LME's shock move came as Western sanctions threatened supply
London
from
Metal Exchange.
Russia produces the nickel, I guess. In the 1990s, a rogue Sumitomo trader tried to corner the copper market, and tin trading was stopped for 5 years in the 80s.
Whoa.
So right now, I with the price of nickel being as high as, do they say the actual number? Here we go. $2,250 a ton of nickels. Do the math on the nickels you have in your piggy bank. They're 25% nickel.
Wow.
Got a lot of money.
Yeah. Says they're $17 a pound nickel.
Whoa. So divide 17 by 4 and do a pound of nickels. Maybe you'll have more money. I don't know. Maybe not. But the copper in a nickel is already worth more.
Yeah. But
So
more
these
importantly,
things-
they need them for electric
They gotta be
batteries.
Right. So a nickel's got to be worth 10 cents right now, right?
Might be, but it's illegal to do anything about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do you think, because Canada got rid of the penny. When did Canada get rid of the penny? 5 years ago?
Yeah, maybe
It's
a
still
lot.
crazy to me that there's pennies in America.
Yeah, it is weird.
With the
Nobody
fact that
uses them.
nothing, well, I know, but there must be, I don't know,
It makes no sense.
a gajillion. How much money in pennies is there?
Yeah, but
floating around?
here's the issue. You could probably find a way to scheme money by using the using rounding up and rounding down. And I legitimately,
Well, that's what they do
I
in-
legitimately mean this. So
No, that's so.
It's
in,
office space you're referring
no.
to.
So in
yeah, basically.
yeah.
Like if you go to a store and you buy something and it's like 124, you save the 4 cents. Then you sell it for 125. You get an extra dime on top.
Right, but
No, it rounds up. It round up to 125, and 122 would be 120.
124 rounds up to 125.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, either
but,
way.
but I'll tell you this.
but that rounding is done like you know which way. If it comes to 122, you win sometimes, you lose sometimes.
Yeah.
No,
Right?
but I'm saying you could plan it. You could do a deal with a company where you're like, I'm going to buy at 122 and save 2 cents per
Yeah, but you're not
bushel.
going to you're only going to save 2 cents per order. You have
Yeah,
to buy
it's only
each
on
one
retail.
individual. Like what, like let's
Oh, I see what
say,
you're saying.
see what, yeah, you go, I'm going to buy 10,000 things. It's like, yeah, and you save 2
That'd be the
cents.
best negotiation. You go, ha ha. And they go, yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Build an automated system.
Yeah.
And you can office space it.
Yeah, literally.
Kind of.
Saving pennies.
But also people can tell. Like for example, if you add the products together with the prices, do the thing, and you go, but my system rounds it down when it should have rounded up. It's like, well, then by that logic, yeah, I could also just change the price to scam an extra buck from people
Yeah,
while I'm
that's true.
lying.
That's true.
Like at that point, you're just stealing from people.
So you're
But-
saying ban the penny.
Yeah, I think they
Ban
should get rid of the penny.
But then what happens to all the pennies everybody's got?
Well, I don't know. Ask what Canada did with them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they have them all. Though they have
No.
them all at penny gumball machines. Yeah.
I don't know. The only real people who would lose out is those penny flattening machines.
Yeah.
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Whoever
Yeah.
runs those
Yeah.
businesses would be.
Now, no, I've seen some of those now. For those that aren't familiar, you put a penny in and then 50 cents and you crank it.
Yeah.
Now you just put 50 cents in and a token comes down and you crank it and it smashes a token.
Oh.
I did some math. You need 1,440 nickels to get $4 worth of nickels in nickel.
Okay.
If you wanted to melt down and get a 25, I don't know what that means. 1,440 nickels to get about $4.50 worth of nickel.
So what's that? $70?
But hold on.
That's
Do the nickel
$72?
do the nickel and the copper.
You need a piece of paper.
And then do it by like 100 nickels. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
No.
100 nickels. That's you've got 75% of that is copper, 25% of that is nickel. So how much does a nickel weigh? How much? And do
Yeah, you have 91 nickels in a pound.
91 nickels
And
in a pound.
that's a fourth of a pound of nickel. So you would have 360
I didn't know this was going to be on the test.
I know. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't ready for this.
Did you
I
guys
didn't
study your
think
math?
we were going to talk about metal prices.
Well, crypto.
Danny came in and he was like, "Let's talk about the London Metal Exchange.
Yeah,
the
sounds
price
like
of nickel has gone up recently." And
Well, there's a lot of crazy effects of this war.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Crypto solves this conversation ever happening again.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no pennies in crypto.
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah.
a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a penny.
Yeah, that's better.
I don't
yeah,
know
but
what
look
the
at it
math
this
is
way:
here.
if a Satoshi, the smallest form of a Bitcoin or fraction, was worth 1 cent, 1 Bitcoin would be $1 million.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
And then in the future, people are like, we need to get rid of these stupid Satoshis.
No,
Nobody uses them for anything.
But they're not. But you would, because it would just be like that's 3,000 Satoshis. You know? What I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, it would just be on a ledger.
And then everyone's gonna. I think Bitcoin is the currency of the future. I think the World Economic Forum type people, they love it. And I'll tell you this too.
Did you see that they just? Yeah, we were just talking about it, but Biden.
Well, I went to Davos in, I think it was 2017. Maybe it was 2017. And the whole thing was crypto. Like the whole event, like obviously the World Economic Forum itself, which is security and like high profile. We're talking about a lot of things, but the peripheral events they do, because what happens is when the powerful elites meet, roaches,
like right now here.
Are they meeting?
Yeah, in this room.
No,
Yeah,
it
of course,
was.
yeah,
I think it's in
that's us.
yes, us.
No, so diabolical. We're talking about getting rid of the penny.
I know.
here's what happens,
This is how it happens behind closed doors.
No,
when
true.
you have like 1,000 millionaires and billionaires all meeting at this privileged event, then you get a whole bunch of people worth a couple $100K trying to push their businesses who show up at the base of the mountain. Like they're in the mountain.
Scum, yeah.
And then they put on events, but they're connected, they're friends, they're family, they're just not as high up.
Yeah.
And so when I went there, the whole thing, like almost every business was like pitching crypto, and they're like, this is the future. There were like government officials and family members. I was meeting like presidential families, and they were like, Bitcoin's the future, I'm telling you. And I've been telling people, I'm like, I think the World Economic Forum, Davos elites, the global elites, they want Bitcoin to take over. Now, Joe Biden has just instructed, they're saying you have to investigate a digital dollar or whatever. So there you go. It's coming.
Yeah, either it's there's half. There's one where it's they want it, and then there's the other version where you realize you can't compete with it, and this is happening whether you control it or not.
Right. Yeah, I think so. Some people have said
Can't
like,
beat them, join them situation. Can't beat them, join them, and then take it over.
but if they do a digital dollar, they tokenize it. It's going to have to be on what, the Ethereum network, or are they going to have to make their own version of Ethereum?
I don't think
They
they're
can make their
gonna
own
do
blockchain.
Yeah.
they
Yeah, I
can make
think
their own blockchain.
the idea is to make their own blockchain, or essentially nationalize the blockchain.
Or have no blockchain, which is even scarier. It's just another ledger that they control and have access
Well, isn't that
to.
essentially just the bank at this point?
Right.
Yeah.
So something interesting happened. We had to buy a vehicle for the company to pull the RVs. We got a Ram truck, and I bought it through a bank, and they don't let you come in and buy it outright, many of these places, so you have to finance. And they said, but if you finance it, you can literally pay off the bill tomorrow, and there's no fees or anything like that. It's done. But we won't do it personally.
Why?
Because they don't want to take the risk. If I say like, here's a check for 50 grand, they're going to be like, and then what happens if it bounces? We don't want to deal with that. Have the bank pay it, and then you pay the bank back. Have the bank take the risk.
Okay.
So this is what we do, right? And then like 2 days later, when I get the bill, like I get the notification for online, I pay the whole thing off. And then 2 or 3 months later, I get a phone call from this bank, and I ignore it because I'm like, I got no business with them. Another day goes by, I get a phone call, another day goes by. And then finally I get a voicemail, and I check it, and they're threatening to repo the truck, which I own outright and paid for in full. And
Didn't go through?
They lost the transfer. They lost the transaction. So I called, they were like, we don't have any transactions from you. Like, you owe us the full amount. And I was like, I went to my bank and I did everything. I was like, I went to your website. I filled out everything as you expect me to fill out. My bank debited the cash. And so I called my bank, and they were like, money's gone. And then I was like, where did the money go? And they were like, sir, do you know how banking works? And I was just like, yes. And they were like, right. On our end, we wrote in our ledger, the money is gone. And this account now has the money, which means they now have to deal with it because we've subtracted it from your account. So I'm like, the money's just gone. And they're like, it's gone. And then I called the other bank, and they were like, we have no record, and we have not updated your account to
I'd be
reflect
going
this.
postal right now if this is me. Blink
Well,
Fitness scammed me out of $1,000, and I was ready to burn the place to the ground. I was so mad.
Well, so I tweeted at him, and then everything got better. It's funny how
Yeah,
isn't it?
You
screwed
have
up,
to these days.
but that is so messed up. That
What'd you
like,
tweet at them? That what the bank?
They stole my money?
What bank?
I'm not gonna say it here. Like, it's been
You already
resolved.
did, I thought.
I didn't say the name of the bank,
But okay.
but it's a large bank, and they said.
Did you tell them, like, listen, by the way, the tweeting's about to start. This is your first warning.
I was like, if
Is
you
it-
don't fix
is
this, I'm
it-
going to tweet. So help me. And
Is
they
it
were
a
like,
sample tweet?
And then they were just like, tweet ahead, sir. Go ahead and tweet, sir. What are you going to do about it? And then I went to my 1 million followers on Twitter. I was like, this bank is stupid. And they called me back like, I am so sorry. Oh,
I told
I'm-
Blink Fitness I was about to tweet, and they said, they said we saw it. We didn't care about. The tweet didn't matter, but we did see the pythons in the photo,
Yeah.
and we don't want to be messing with
I'm
those.
nervous right
But here, let me clarify. Like in all seriousness, I did tell them on the phone. I'm like, guys, I went on your website. I sent you this money. My bank took it from me. It's not here.
Stealing from me.
You lost it. You figure it out. And they were like, no, we won't. And then I said, then my only recourse is what? To sue you? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tweet about it. I'm going to talk about it.
It's gonna be my number one topic.
And they said,
Yeah.
fine, by all means. I think we did mention it briefly. I tweeted about it, and then all of a sudden I get emails saying like, "Oh, we're so sorry about this problem. We're going to rectify it for you." And then what ended up happening was I pulled up the information from my bank and sent them. Like, I don't want to do this. I'm like, why am I sending you my statement?
Yeah, I don't want to do a bunch of work because you screwed
It's
something
not that.
up.
It's like I don't want to send strangers my bank account information. It's got more than just
I
that
do
one
that all the
transaction.
time.
But we're doing business. I've got a bunch of other transactions, and people expect privacy. So what am I going to do? I'm going to just screen grab the one bar saying the money went through, and they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, fine." But anyway, I'll tell you this. Here's what really bothers me about our modern society is that, yes, my friends, I can tweet, and these companies bend over backwards for me.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Right? That's screwed up.
Yeah.
I was flying on American Airlines once.
Jordan Peterson was getting mad at Microsoft the other day.
And it works. I flew on American Airlines. There was a storm. We didn't know what was going on. We landed in Texas. Everybody was delayed. I tweeted, "What's going on with this?" And I immediately get a message like, "We're going to take care of you. Skip the counter, go right to this guy." And they were like, "We got you booked already." And then I'm watching 500 people waiting in line, all angry. Their flights are delayed.
Yeah.
But this is a problem because it's creating this. I don't like the classism, the elitism, where if this is why you get virtue signaling.
You get
Because
the influencer deal.
people know that if they have followers, they can bully people with influence.
Stakeholder capitalism.
That's right. And it's creepy. It shouldn't be that way.
It is a little creepy where I go, okay, I'm getting screwed over by this, car company or gym or whatever. In my case, Blink Fitness.
So did you resolve it by tweeting it?
I'm currently resolving it on the Timcast right now.
Well, you've been talking about this for a while.
I know.
I haven't been. I've resolved it, but I never got my money back.
What happened? What they charge you?
I'm currently.
I mean, it's their literal business model.
His war is over. My war is just beginning.
Let's go.
See those swords in the background?
This is as much as I hate the empire or dislike being it. The FDIC insurance is like if your bank account screws you, if your bank screws you, you can get the money back. But once that's gone, if that's not there, it's the Wild
You're
West.
right. It's worse than that because that was what everyone says with these things. They go, yeah, just get the money back. But what they do is they have your account on pause for a year or 2 years instead of canceling when you try to cancel. Then they open it up 2 years later and just start charging you. Then because
Blink Fitness?
Blink Fitness is the name. Yeah. And because of that, most people's credit cards have changed a couple years, or at least, whatever percentage. If you change every 6 years, then 30% of people would every 2 years would have a new credit card. So you can't call your bank because they just have, you owe us money and it didn't go through. And then they go, it's going to collections. So you can't call your bank because it didn't actually go through.
Why don't you send them an invoice?
Send them an invoice for what?
Do the same thing back.
Well,
Like
I can't send it to collections.
Yeah, you
though.
can.
I see what you're saying.
You literally could.
But wouldn't collections go? I go. The bank owes me $600.
They're not gonna
I go.
Imagine collection goes,
Yo.
I go for what? I go.
Didn't you ever hear the story?
Pain and suffering.
There was a dude. I can't remember exactly what
This
happened.
seems like a lot of work.
Yeah.
This dude had a thing happen where the bank accidentally filed like a claim against his house when he had paid it off, and so he sued them back and won like $1,200, and they refused to pay it. He showed up with the sheriff, and they went inside and started taking the bank stuff.
That's so funny.
But
love
people,
it.
I mean, look, I'll be honest. It is really hard to use the systems the way the corporations
Impossible.
It's not impossible.
And you know what else is?
But it's hard. It's hard.
And it has to essentially be a passion project because you're going to spend a week of your life to save a few $100 most of the time.
Depending on how you have it set
It
up.
legitimately has to be your hobby, sort of.
yeah,
thing.
well, you got super screwed because of the whole wrong credit card. Because normally I just said to you, I go, just call your
But it's
credit
part of
card
their business
company.
model. It's 2 years later. But
Yeah.
the point remains, it is true.
Wait,
the
hold
only
on.
way to get your anything done is to, exert influence because so as soon as that happens, you go, okay, so you are able to deal with
I
this
don't know
properly.
why didn't you go Laura Loomer style and just go outside of Blink headquarters
With
and
a
just
Hang
Change
out.
sandwich
literally
board?
just
Sandwich board.
and just sandwich board and
I actually still might.
handcuff yourself to the Blink
That would-
Equinox. Dude, if you just
That would be really funny.
first off, that'd be
I mean,
hilarious.
the opposite of this guy. If I handcuffed myself to the stairmaster, this guy's
nowhere
got
to work
himself
out.
handcuffed to the donut tray. I go, I'm not leaving until I get my money back. Yeah,
I'm at the Dunkin' Donuts. I ain't leaving
Until you give me another chocolate dozen. No, that'd be funny if you showed up at the Blink Fitness with like a sandwich board and
Yeah,
you're
I
like
might.
you're protesting. That'd be pretty funny.
Give me my money back.
Well, that's the thing where it's always, all you can do is go in and sort of yell at the employees that have nothing to
That's
do with
not
the scam.
fair.
You know?
No, I'll say the Blink Fitness. They're not.
They're in
helpful.
on it?
They're,
You
they're
say that's
getting
nice, they're all in
getting
on
a
it.
taste of that. They're not helpful.
They're getting a taste.
I think
Yeah.
you made a good point out. Like social pressure is the way, or one of the ways, and that's what like Antifa's been doing and BLM's been doing to get things canceled. But it is like power, no truth but power. If you can get the mob to get behind you, the corporation will bow.
They have obviously a lot of these places. There's a lot of places, the blogosphere, as essentially, to some degree, their influence is worth a lot less than it used to be.
So
they've
Ryan,
devalued all their
you've,
tools.
You've not gotten your money back from Blink Fitness?
No, it's the case is closed. I paid it and it's over.
But you're saying that they
and I basically said, and they were like, blah blah blah, sorry, and I go, well, no, you stole $500 to me, and I'm not happy about it.
So they stole $500 from you.
Yeah, something like that.
So
yeah.
like
More, probably.
So if I don't know, 100
Twice, by the way. This is. I don't even need to get in the nitty gritty, but they did the same scam to me twice,
So-
and I paid it off and
I
canceled.
mean, there is a saying: it
And then
is
they call-
immoral to let a sucker keep his money, Ryan. So
So if hundreds of
saw me
thousands of
coming.
people,
Yeah,
who maybe listen to a podcast,
if you want to message me and do a class action situation,
or just send an email saying Blink Fitness, you took this guy's money. and it was
you
wrong.
blink and your money's gone. So
yeah, I mean, if you go look at the Yelp reviews of Blink Fitness, every single one of the reviews is what Ryan is saying.
yeah.
Nobody's like, great gym. It's all they scammed me out of my money. Give me my money back, Blink Fitness. Where's my money?
I lost a pound the first day. How'd that happen? They took my wallet.
So it was that you signed up, you quit, but in the contract it says they're gonna start your account back up in 2 years, or
No, it's because of COVID.
Because of COVID, they put it on hold, and then they go, okay, you have to, if you want to work out, you have to come wear a mask, and you got to do a certain time. I go, okay, just leave it on hold. They go, we can't, and I go, okay, just cancel it. And then they go, fine. So they go, oh, and then it's 3 months later, I just start getting charges again. And I go, they go, I thought you canceled. They go, no, we didn't cancel it. We just put it on hold, and now you owe us. I go, just cancel it now. And they go, well, unless you pay this $500, we can't cancel.
oh wow,
And to cancel it, you have to send in a letter to their
And
corporate office.
send in a
you
letter.
can't go
Yes.
into the location that you signed, because I was
Yeah.
going to the same Blink Fitness as him. You can't go in there and say, hey, I'd like to cancel. They go, okay, here's an address. Send a letter to this address requesting cancellation.
If they want to cancel, they basically are like, you need to do, we're going to give you 3 challenges.
Yeah, seriously.
You go, I want to cancel this account. They go, you have to climb this mountain in under 4 minutes.
They're like, just go through that door in the back, and you go through it, and it's like this like lush elven paradise, and there's a bridge, and you try to cross it, and a troll comes out and asks you
pretty
3
much.
riddles.
That's exactly what it is.
You've got to cast the ring into the fire.
And you go, and your receipt for cancellation is in one of these 9 boxes.
You must cast your membership cards into the fires of Mount Doom.
Yeah, if you open the wrong door, you just bought 4 more years.
Like, this is probably triggering so many of your listeners who have gone through this exact same thing, buried this in the back of their mind, and now this is coming back.
Well, this is how
Yeah.
gyms make money, though.
yeah.
Gyms, they know
Stealing.
everybody signs up
and
on
guys
January
named Jim
1st.
make money working as mechanics.
why
true.
gyms? How come it's always gyms
Listen.
that do this?
So I'm explaining. On January 1st, everybody's like, I'm going to show up and I'm going to get fit. And so these gyms in the first week of January get massive signups.
and then
they
you just
know,
scam them for the next couple of years.
right? Because they know no one's going to come back.
New Year's
and so they're
resolution,
just
that's
like, they tell you, because I signed up for a gym. And it was in like February or something, like 4 or 5 years ago, and I still pay them to this day.
Yeah. Well,
But
because
it's like $10 bucks, I don't
canceling
really care.
is admitting defeat as well. Like, you're essentially saying I give up when you cancel. So many people do that, and then they're like, well, I might go.
But what
Yeah,
what they
'cause
tell
then you
you
can't go after
when
that.
you're signing up, they say to you like, this is a 2-year term.
They force you to be a
can't-
long-term hodler of their gym membership.
Yeah, but I think like I don't mind having a specific gym membership because you never know if you need to use a shower.
That's definitely 100% like battered wife syndrome. You go, no, it's fine that I pay $300 a year. Maybe one day I'll need to shower there. That's so
because you could just go in and pay to
Yo.
to use the shower.
When you're traveling around the country several years ago, and I'm on like it was 1.5 flights, like 2 flights every 3 weeks. Like I would fly, and you don't know exactly where you're going to be. I've popped into to one of these gyms, and I've been like, right on.
Well, the trick is to pop in without your membership and act like, oh, what the?
I mean, that's the hack
act very
for-
confused.
all the van people, all the people who live in
Right.
vans, the kind of nomads, that's their deal. Is you get a gym membership.
Yeah, you sleep in Walmart parking lots.
Yeah.
That's the future.
I had a friend who
You'll
did
own
that.
nothing, and you'll be happy.
Yeah, I had a friend did that. He was like a camper kind of guy. Loved it. But
Well,
then,
I mean,
but then he
I'm
needed
down.
to meet a woman, and he's like, I gotta go get a house.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. But what if you get like a full size house, but with wheels? So it's not a van; it's literally a house you can drive.
Yeah, mobile home. They believe they call those.
Yes, that's what they call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like a real
camper.
home.
That's my mom. I
Or
think
you're
that's-
talking about the
mobile
homes where they're like, you ever see them relocating an actual house?
That's
And-
cool.
Yeah.
And they're like driving it like 10 miles an hour.
Yeah, and there's a porch and everything.
Yeah, like
We
it's a
should-
whole house.
You know what we should
That's
do?
wild.
We should build something that can like fold out into a house. So it's like it can be driven on
tent.
the back of like a 16-wheeler, like like
Yeah,
a,
like a tent.
I believe you're
I'm so into
describing
that.
a tent.
no, like with walls and like power outlets.
Oh,
You ever see those houses where they 3D print it? They're like a concrete
the-
tube comes
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Like, yeah, that's cool.
We're getting close to the right materials, the meta materials that are super thin, super lightweight, super strong structurally.
Nickel.
Well, look,
Yeah,
look,
nickel,
let's-
something
let's-
like nickel.
Yeah.
Let's
We're
We're gonna
bring-
build this
$1
house with nickel,
Copper nickel.
Bitcoin, and Russian bones.
Right.
Well,
Maybe some
there's
electricity.
once you make enough money, you do two things. You replace all of the electrical work in your house with silver and graphene. Because why not
Yeah.
spend $3 million on the electrical system? of
And
your
then
house?
it's a good investment.
Yeah, because then no one knows, and when the apocalypse happens, you just punch your wall
give it
and
away.
pull the silver out, and
Yeah.
boom.
That's how you get. You're out. We're out of here.
Yeah, that's right. Rip it out of your own walls.
Let's ride.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.